Hi, I'm Scrapping Amy with One Mommy Scrapping, more planning for happy memories. Today, let's take a look at the supplies I'll be using for Journal Your Christmas 2021 and how I'm organizing them. Let's get started. Have you ever had a project you were so excited to get started on, but couldn't quite get past the initial steps to actually get into doing it? That's been me. I have been trying to film this video showing you my Journal Your Christmas supplies for a while now, and every time I do it, something goes wrong. So I said, you know what? When I get back home and school is over and I'm relaxed and have time, I'm going to film this. And then I got a cold and started losing my voice. So that's why I sound like I do. So yeah, like I said, everything that can go wrong will. And you know what I've come to realize? That's okay. That's life. We just got to roll with it. So if you like rolling with crazy things like I'm dealing with and understand what I'm going through, which I'm pretty sure most people do, go ahead and subscribe. Join the channel. Would love to have you blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. And I'm not going to restart filming this again because I've done that a few times already too. But I'd love to have you subscribe and join the One Mommy Scrapping family and hear and learn all about how I'm planning to document my Christmas this year, as well as do some other scrapbooking along the way. So I am using the Vicki Boutin Warm Wishes collection. If you saw my previous video, I had done a walkthrough of my Christmas album. This was my practice for this year because last year's album didn't quite go how I wanted it to, and there are things I want to change and update for this year. So I went ahead and made a practice album to make sure I had all my little kinks worked out and how I wanted to move things around. And I took notes and made some definite interesting choices. Like there's this wave here, and I don't know why. Actually, I think I do know why. But this is giving me a chance to see it, to realize it's there, and to work out those kinks. That's the whole point in this, right? Right. So let's talk today about organization and supplies. Like I said, Vicki Boutin Warm Wishes. This is her paper pad. One of the things I love about Vicki Boutin and her paper pads is that everything is double-sided. Most of the American craft stuff isn't like that. You get 2 of each design. There are 24 pages total. So you get 24 pages, 24 sheets, 24 designs. So essentially you get each one twice as a front and a back. So I also had some other sheets that I wanted multiples of. For instance, for the album size I'm doing, this is a 7x7 essentially page, which means I can only get one cover cut out, and I like my front and back covers to match. So I wanted to make sure that I not only had 2, but also had plenty in here that I could also use in the interior. So starting off, I was very happy to pick up the sheet of vellum. I go back and forth on these specialty sheets. Do I want it? Do I not? Some years I use them, some years I don't. I decided I was going to just dive right in. Just trying something a little different. Let's do it. So again, more of her Warm Wishes paper. Some of these I only picked up 1 copy of, and I'm kind of kicking myself. We'll get to that simple story stuff in a minute. And other ones I got 2, and I think there's even one in here I got 3 of, maybe. No, apparently not. No, that's not one. Okay, excuse you. There we go. I got the stripe. So as I was flipping through, I do have a few things from Simple Stories Christmas line. Holidays is what they call it. This side's okay. I'm a sucker for diagonal stripe any time of year, but do it as a candy cane, sign me up. I'll buy 25 sheets of that sucker. I really love how Simple Stories is doing these tags. As much as I dislike tags, I do quite like these. Tags are okay at birthdays and Christmas, like, big gift giving type events. What I really like is the flip side, because you have this blank tag to write on, and if you're like me and you do not like having a tag, it is really easy to just trim that part off, and you are left with basically a little insert card that matches everything. So I thought that was cool. And this one, I don't remember why I bought it. Probably not for the poinsettia, but probably for the polka dots. I do love my polka dots. So one of my organizational strategies this year has to do with paper, and that is with these sleeves. So I am going to have a couple ways to manage paper. One of them is whole sheets go separate from everything else. All right. This one is for, ignore that. That was for a different project. This one is for sheets that are still mostly in the 12 by 12, but maybe I've cut a piece out or something. They won't, I don't want them here because they're not full, but they also don't fit in any of my other storage options for paper scraps. This is what I like to use for things that are 12 inches long, but I've only got strips left. So they could be 6-inch strips or 2-inch strips, something like that. I'll put them in here so when I need to do a border, pull from this first. If I'm looking for insert cards, pull from this first. This will actually stay in here, so all of my larger pieces end up in here. And these are specialty papers that I had left over from another project. Next, we have my smaller paper scraps. These are those odd-sized ones that are really, they're not like the long strips, but I can still punch from them. I could even get some 3x4 cards from them sometimes, or tags, or I just have these as my basically embellishments. That's what all of these are. Teeny tiny scraps. And some people look at me and like, why do you save such small scraps like these pieces down here? And the reason I do comes from some of the tag pieces that I use. They have the little reinforcer hole. Well, I don't want to use a whole big giant sheet of paper for reinforcement, so I save some of these types of things so I can punch out or die cut the little holes. I can sometimes die cut small strips, the little tiny things to embellish. And I have this 6x8 sheet of polka dot gold dots in there, which I really should use, but the bag kept falling over in my storage box, so I picked that up to just, you know, prop it up. See? And then it works and it doesn't fall down. Life is good. This is in the back of it, so I know where the back is. Because you would think I would know that, but no, more than once I've gone to put these away and put them behind the box, not in the box. Yeah. My own brand is special. If you like that brand is special, leave a like. And then this one is for small strips. And when I say small strips, I just cleaned out my the prior project, and we're talking about strips that are like this. They're very skinny, but I can use them for edging. I can use them along the base of a tag, the base of an insert, something. So I save these because I know that they're usable, and I do pull from here. But this size and this size, usually I toss when I'm done with the project. Like I literally just reached into the trash can next to me for those small strips. These I will go through and check, is it big enough to save? Is it a pattern I want to save? Then I'll keep those. This is more of my die cut pieces that I have spots to use them. I just haven't used them yet. I don't know why I'm keeping them in this bag, but that's what I've been reaching for. And I'm like, if it works, keep using it. Next up, actually, I'm just going to, let me go back and forth. Let me show you what I'm using. So this is my organization for Journal Your Christmas 2021. I'm going to probably regret trying to do this. This is the large stadium organizer at scrapbook.com. Their basic storage. Let me tell you, I saw it and I was like, okay, well, I saw a couple of the other things too, but I was like, it's just covered chipboard. Y'all, this is sturdy, like sturdy. Like Black Friday sales and all that going on. I want to get another one of these. They also fit brilliantly into the Calyx units. So if you have a bunch of those from IKEA and you like organization like this, get it. The only drawback that I have found so far, I wish this back slot was 12 inches. Then I could slip in a full 12 by 12 sheet of paper. That is the only drawback. And I'm betting they didn't do that because this adds enough stability. So this part here doesn't like bow in. You know, I can see that happening a little bit in certain spots, but you know, it's cardboard, sturdy cardboard, like it's bowing in a little bit right there. It's sturdy cardboard, but it's still cardboard, you know? But totally worth the money. especially when I think they're like 50% off right now, or roundabouts. I'll have a link down below. Check it out. All right, some other things in here that are organization, and that are these envelopes. These are the scrapbook.com medium envelopes, and I was like, ooh, let me just whip out my ruler and show you. And then I reorganized, and I don't remember where I put my ruler. Don't you hate that when you reorganize and you're just like, I don't know where it is anymore? So this is 8 3/4 by 6. And I had picked these up to go in one of the plastic storage boxes scrapbook.com sells, and I didn't like them in there. I couldn't flip. It just did not work for me and how my brain works. And then when I realized they would fit in here, and then the small ones would fit in here, it was just like angels singing, y'all. Seriously, angels singing. That's how I felt. Let's start in the very back, and we'll work our way forward. First up, I have the 2 large thicker sets. These are their puffy ones, and I just love the gold. The gold is not like a shiny gold. It is a matte and gold, and on the Vellum page they called it champagne. No, did they? I can't remember what they called it. Hold on. This is why I film things 700 times. Champagne gold. So yes, they call it a champagne gold, and it is. It's a little softer and not quite in your face, which I enjoy. And I think there's enough in there, and it's of a small enough size. It'll look good on the smaller 7x7 pages, and still also look good on 12x12. And I've got a new filming light, which is what this glare is right here. I'm getting used to it, so I do quite like it. It's much brighter. And then we have the chipboard thickers that apparently were the most difficult thing in the world to get, because this is what was holding my order up, was just this pack of stickers. They're like, we got everything else. I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait for the chipboard. I don't want to pay separate shipping just for chipboard. Although I was getting kind of impatient, but I'm an impatient person. Now, real quick, while we're dealing with this section, this is also where I put all of my scraps, my small scraps. Now in this one, this is one of the few things I did not purchase from scrapbook.com, something they don't sell. These are big rolls of twine. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head how much is in them. Red and white twine is what I use the most of because of this particular project, but then also on other pages. And I found these, I think these 2 together were $10, and this was like 6, 7. I'll have links for you for that too. But I just wanted some twine. The only issue I am having is with this gold and white. The gold is wrapped around like they've made the twine and then put the gold around, and so it likes to come off a lot. It's a little fiddly at times because of that. Like I literally have gone back through and rewound it around the white twine. So I'm like, it's not a deal breaker for the price it was. I'm okay with that. So, you know what? Let's talk about both of these. So first of all, I have parchment paper. I'm new to the parchment paper game. I bought it because Vicky Booten was talking about parchment paper and gel printing. So I was like, well, let me try it. And then I was like, wait, people have said things like you put stickers down and then you can position them where you want to, and you don't actually have to stick them down first. And I was like, oh. And then anyways, I'm like, let me just keep it here. So this is mostly stamps and dies. I have put in some various alphabet dies that I like. And then these they do have numbers with them. All 4 of the sets do. 2 of them, I have no clue where these came from. And this one is neat and tangled, and I love it. Tall and skinny. The only drawback with this one is it has only capitals. Scrapbook.com also has a skinny one that has capital and lowercase, and I'll try to remember to link it below. And then this one is the Lawn Fawn Oliver stitched ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. And I really like the different punctuation that are included in there, and that it's stitched as well. So those stay here. In front of those, I have my 4x6 sticker, or those are not stickers, 4x6 stamp sheets. These are all Chamel stamps. that I've ordered from her over, well, since 2015. Just say that. This was one of the first ones, and this was one of the first ones. These two. Those are the ones when I started my Journal Your Christmas Journey. My journal journey? I don't know. What do you call that? And there's that one too. I missed one or two. I know there was one about caroling. I was like, I don't need that. And then that might have been also the same year money was tight. And I'm like, I really want it, but, you know, I'd rather my child get new toys. And then over here, I've got more stamps. Two of these, pardon me, these two right here are ones I've had for a while. These are my two new ones. And these are my new ones because Ellie Studio had this. So these are the Ellie Studios Title Builder stamps. Pardon me, let me grab that white piece of paper over here. See, also handy for that. And Title Builder number 5 is Christmas themed. And I went, oh, sold, need that. And if I was getting that, I figured I might as well pick these up. And I believe they were all on sale together. So this is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5. And while these are not Christmas themed, they all have, they've all got things I would include on an album or in a Christmas album. Favorite, Capturing Love, Happy, Smile. I mean, this one, Wonderful Magic, Girl, especially in my family, Together. Today, Here and Now. These are the Kindness, Hope. So you do these are the, and then do Days in like a sticker font that matter. Or these are the Memories that matter. And this one, Lucky, Happy, Sweet, Good Life, Love, Family, Bright. I mean, tons of stuff. So if you do not have Title Builder 5, but you have some of the others, include them with your Christmas stuff. There's absolutely no reason why you can't. The other stamp set I have for this is the one from Vicki Booten's collection. I don't always buy these, but they had stars in like tiny ones too, and snowflakes that actually had the correct number of little arms. I don't know, what do you call points? 6, by the way, if you're wondering. Snowflakes all have 6 points. So that will go in there. The only other stamps I know I'll be getting are the 2 that Chanel has put out this year. I've pre-ordered them. They just have not arrived. I'm waiting anxiously. We have the sticker book, which I'm not a fan of how they do the sticker books like this. What I am a fan of, though, 1, numbers. 2, this is all on white paper, so none of it's clear. With clear stuff, I feel like I need to back it with white and then cut it out, which then it's just fussy cutting, and I don't do that. The 6x8 paper pad, again, it's double-sided. This makes me sad because these are the same sizes in the 12x12. I really like having these really shrunk down to the 6x6 size. So, I mean, I wish they'd still do that and then just put something up there, I don't know, more pattern or whatever. Give me some strips. But I love having the smaller size of everything. And sometimes, especially with mini albums, that's what you want to put in. You don't need things on the really large scale. So I would not necessarily use the large wreath in 12x12, but on here, I would definitely use it on here. I'll probably try. I need to try to remember to make sure I do that. Okay, so there we have that. And then we've got the last 2 things in that slot. We have the little teeny tiny Puffy stickers. Again, more numbers. Loving that. I'm nervous about using Puffy stickers this small on an album like I have where there aren't page protectors. So I see me, even though I don't generally have issues with Puffy stickers and sticking, I see me gluing this stuff down. And then the different stencils. Said, I'm a sucker for snowflakes. I'm a sucker for snowflakes and candy canes and plaid, diagonal plaids and stripes. So pretty much, you know. But this one, she has some paper with this similar thing that's slightly, like they're huge here, but like half that size maybe. And then there's the pine and berries. So my thought was with some of this, especially with the, no, they're not them. Oh, where are them? Especially with these, is to do some jelly printing and create some of my own paper, even if it's just as mats or cards or something. I think that would be a lot of fun. Now the next thing I have is actually right here. And this involves all of these envelopes. You know what? I think I'm going to tell you. Let's do these last two. I don't have anything in here yet. I figure I'll come up with something eventually. I keep all of my ribbon that I plan to use. Almost all of my ribbon is on spools like this, just on clothespins. And I keep it by jar up on a shelf, so each color has its own jar. I also have over here in my fabulous 360 spinny thing. So I'm going to call it, because I know 360 degrees, 360 degrees is in the title. But I picked up a bunch of just Christmas ribbon. I was looking for like just satin ribbon. I found some others and then found this set. And I'm like, oh, this will match everything. And yeah, Michael's got me. And then this packaging is for right here, or at least part of it. Is it part of it? Yes, it's part of it. Really hope it is, because I don't know where now the other part is. Oh, wait, there it is. Okay. Yeah, y'all needed to see all of that. Anyways, so you get a whole bunch of chipboard stars and hearts. Way more stars than hearts. I like that, because Christmas to me is about stars. I wish there had been a few more hearts, though. Especially, you know, you got kids opening presents and things that you do with your loved ones. I would have really enjoyed to see more than just, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hearts out of 50 pieces. That's 42 stars. I was like, could we not do like 15 and 35? I don't know. Surprisingly, Vicky Booten and American Crafts did not ask me these types of questions, going, hey, Amy, can you pause teaching your third graders all about multiplying with 9 and digital roots and talk to us about Christmas embellishments? I don't know why they won't do that. So, chipboard stars are in here. We'll get to the hearts in just a moment. This is where I fell in love, like I said earlier, with these medium-sized pockets. And oh my gosh, I got the idea just to label them. So this is just on some leftover white cardstock. Literally ran my ATG over the back and just taped it down, because I want to be able to remove it, and I also want to be able to see it. All right. So these two, finished and unfinished. These seem like weird ones to have, and they're both empty. That's because I haven't started this project yet. These are for inserts. So when I start working on an insert, whether it's tags or labels or something that's made and designed to go into a page, but I'm not done with it, it goes here. Once I'm finished with it and it's ready to just go into the album in the right pocket, whenever I get to that pocket, it goes here. I also keep an envelope for insert bases, so I will pre-cut a lot of things, especially when I'm running through my Gemini. I'm cutting out like this 7x7 pages. There's room on that cutting board to cut out other things, so I will just pre-cut a lot of stuff. I don't use it all. I'm okay with that. So that will go in there. All right, and then these are, I have a small one here for layering pieces, which are like banners and tags and different, you know, hearts and whatnot that I put in here. And what I realize is I have some that are too big to fit in here. So when they're too big to fit in here, I put them in this one. So I have 2 spots to look. So this is where I go. If I want to start my layers, I start here and then add the finishing touches to layers. I'll choose from that. All right, I picked up some foil. I'm trying out some of the deco foil stuff. And I also have the different glues. I have the sticky embossing powder. I've got the duo gel. I'm like, I'm going to try out some of this. And Ranger had these on sale for $1 a piece. So I picked up some, and I'm like, in Christmas colors, I'm like, if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'm not out that much. All right. These two. First of all, this one is stuffed, overly so. And I am planning on ordering with Black Friday deals. Ordering deals, not ideas. Black Friday deals. Ordering some more of these envelopes so I can separate this out a little bit. This is where I fell in love with these pockets, was with the die cuts. So the book I was making as the practice, some of it was Bella, well, the main papers and all were from Bella Boulevard, and they had all these long word phrases. And I kept going, I keep having a looked through them and it was driving me crazy. And I got the idea, I've got this repositionable adhesive. Why don't I just tack them to some paper and stick the paper in here? Oh, like, ridiculously easy. So I decided I was going to go ahead and do that with these from the beginning. So these are all just put on with some repositionable adhesive. They don't all stay on there all the time. I'll put things in and they'll knock each other off. But you know what? I can still see everything. This is where I struggled the most. I love Shamel and I love Journal Your Christmas. And she talks about having things like bowls and baskets that she can rifle through. And I've tried that and I struggle with it because I'm getting everything everywhere. Finally figured out this is what I've been looking for. This worked so well for me. And this is a mix of a bunch of different packages of things. So I have both of the die cut embellishments from Warm Wishes. One's got 50 pieces, one has 40. And the 41 also has that same champagne gold. So if you see like graded, you can see it on the word Christmas and here. All that's got gold on it. So I've got larger pieces in here, and then I also did the Simple Stories Holidays, which those definitely have a different aesthetic, especially like you put these two next to each other like this, but it still matches. I think still coordinates really well. So I have one that's die cut phrases. What I would love to do is have no more than two. Wait a second. That's not how that goes. Yeah, that is how that goes. No more than two in a pocket, envelope, whatever these are called. Because then it was really easy. That's all I had for leftovers from the other one. I would pick it up and I could literally flip it over and go, nope, nothing I want there, and then slip it back. The being able to slip it back easily was what I think was such a magical thing for me. Now this one, I will not be putting them back in here on camera because that takes some time. So I have all of them facing one direction, and then the back side is flipped. So let's see, I don't even know how I have these in here. I think I did it sort of like this. There's probably like 7 different ways I've run these, and I'm putting them all backwards. But these are then all of the large die cuts. Some of these will probably end up in my insert bases, like this, insert base for sure. This one, insert. This one, insert. These, inserts. That's what I will likely do once I get started with the project. But see, this is what I love, is now I'm not going to be rifling through with these thin pieces because I was constantly bending things or even tearing. You know, nobody wants to do that. This is begging for some cute little dots of glue and either foiling or glitter. I can't believe I just said the G word in here. So those are the larger die cuts. So my die cuts, I guess, essentially get stored in 3 different places, which for some people is probably excessive. For me, it's how my brain works. And that's what I've learned is go with how my brain works. Like, why am I trying to force how I think about things into a system that doesn't work for me? That's ridiculous. So I'm all about, let me tell you my system, and hey, you know what? You can change it around. Take what you want, leave what you don't. So the smaller layering pieces, these will be pre-made or made ahead of time, or made while I'm cutting other things out. This is what I was thinking when I said pre-made. These are all of the smaller die cuts. And this is where I can pull out, if I'm in like, see, this one could go in could go in bases actually. These are things that I can stick in a bowl when I'm in the rifling mood. I can lay them out on a plate. Oh, look, there's a star when I was organizing. I lay them out on a plate. I've got options. And a lot of the times what I found me doing with the practice album was I would take out the bigger ones, put those on the plate or in the large bowl, put the smaller ones in the smaller bowl, and then whichever of these I wasn't using is where I would put the things I was like, oh, I want to use this one and this one and this one. And then slip them all back in, put them in there. Ooh, Sorry for that noise. All done. Tabs and reinforcers. So I don't even know if I have a spot I can get to it really quickly to show you what I'm talking about. There we go. Right on here, in fact. Inserts in mine, I really like to put these little tabs to show that, hey, this is something that opens. You can pull on it. I will pick one tab to go for the entire project. So I probably won't do the heart one because I just did that on the practice album. But again, it's the same thing as before. As I'm running dies through, I'm just die cutting tags with tabs with a B with the leftover paper. So, you just get a whole bunch. And then I have an actual little baggie in here separate to put the little reinforcer rings for tags. Again, just from running it through, and I'm going to need it eventually. Here are my little gemstones. I will probably go through and add some more to this. These, I believe, are a dark navy. I keep looking at them thinking they're black, which would work for the Christmas wishes. I got some red stars. I got red circles. I've got green circles, gems, I'm like, anything to add a little bling. This is one project I don't actually use Nuvo drops on, which is shocking to some people. And then here are those chipboard hearts. I was just going to put them in here, but then I went, you know what? I've got 8 of them. Is that what I said? 8? Yes. No. Apparently, I only have... Oh, no, wait. That is it. Yeah, 3. Okay, there we go. That's okay. I can count. So I figured, you know what? With only 8 of them, they're going to get lost in here, and I don't want to deal with that. So, there you have it. This is my organization for Journal Your Christmas 2021. This is how my supplies are all going to go together. If this is some project you'd like to see come together, please subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified whenever I go live, which usually happens once a week unless my water heater breaks and we're no longer in the house, which is what happened last week. I usually go live once a week, and then you're also notified when I upload videos too, like this one. Hi. Let's see, what else am I supposed to say? Leave a comment. Are you doing a Christmas album? There we go. That's what I'm supposed to do. You should do a call for action to engage your audience. I'm like, okay. Leave a comment down below. Do you do a special December album of any sort, whether it's Journal Your Christmas, December Daily, Document December Documented, whatever you call it? Do you do one? I have really enjoyed this project. I am not a huge Christmas person. It's actually one of my least favorite holidays, but with Chamel's Journal Your Christmas class that I started in 2015, each year I've noticed finding a little bit more of that Christmas joy. And there's a stamp in here that is my favorite stamp. They're like, you know what? If you could only pick one stamp to use in your Christmas album, not even a stamp set, it would be this one. It says Rekindle the Magic. And that's what these Christmas mini albums have really done for me over the past, this will be year 6 I do it officially. 2014 I kind of did it in Project Life. But some people count that, some people don't. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to have you guys come along on this Christmas journey, which, shocking, Christmas starts, December's next week. That's all I have to say about that. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell. And I'll see you later. Have a lovely day, and I can't wait to start this project with you. Bye!